Live from L.E.P.D. Firearms Range and Training Facility, this is On Target, the latest from the firearms industry, the products and politics that affect your hobby and liberty. This program may not be politically correct, but it is On Target. Now, your host, Eric Delbert.
At Getzman's. So stop and shop. The summer clearance event is on now. Great deals on Chryslers, Plymouth, Dodge, and Jeep at Getzman's. Harcourt Road, Mount Vernon.
Live from L.E.P.D. Firearms Range and Training Facility, this is On Target, the latest from the firearms industry, the products and politics that affect your hobby and liberty. This program may not be politically correct, but it is On Target. Now, your host, Eric Delbert.
Good afternoon. Welcome to On Target. We're broadcasting live from L.E.P.D. Firearms Range and Training Facility located at 999 Bethel Road. I'm your host, Eric, along with my father, Phil. It has been a crazy week this week, guys, for the middle of summer.
That is an understatement.
Wow. We had a large church group in last night that rented the range. And I don't know if you guys saw this on the schedule, but next week we have a sorority coming, 60 folks from our sorority.
Well, I will be here for that.
Can I volunteer to work that one?
It's already been filled.
Wow, last time it was 30, and that was a handful. 60?
And this isn't really the middle of summer, this is the end of summer. I mean, isn't next week Memorial or Labor Day?
That doesn't really
2 weeks,
mean
isn't it?
2 weeks?
That doesn't really mean the end of summer, though. That's just, somebody said that a long time ago.
Because it just started.
Right.
It does feel, you know what, it does feel like summer just started.
Well, and it's kind of neat though too. We laugh about the girls coming in, but it's neat that they have an open mind, want to come check it out. Of course, a lot of them have never fired before. We have tons of range officers that are going to be there with them and stuff, but kind of a neat outing. So it'll be after hours here in a couple weeks. So, well, we are the owners of L.E.P.D. Firearms Range and Training Facility and are active law enforcement. But for 1 hour on Saturdays, we put together a group of firearm experts to discuss new products in the market, training tips, and oftentimes political topics surrounding the Second Amendment. Our commitment, though, is to always bring you the facts about the industry and ultimately help our listeners and our customers with the safe, responsible ownership of firearms. Today on the show, we're going to talk about how to legally purchase a firearm.
Sounds
simple.
like a no-brainer.
Seems simple. You might think it's obvious. You simply go to a gun store, fill out the form, but that's just one way to buy a firearm. And for a collector,
hold on. I want to know. Bloomberg has this thing about illegal firearms. How do you buy those?
Well, I can tell you off the air.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that's out in the trunk of a car.
Oh, that's illegal?
Well, it could be.
Okay.
Because his group is what? Mayors against illegal
fire.
Right. I'm against illegal firearms.
I'm against illegal firearms too.
I'm against,
Didn't you start the gunsmiths against illegal? There you go.
Against illegal firearms.
I'm going to start the tactical operators against illegal firearms.
Now, you can't meet on the same day Ronnie's group meets at Starbucks.
All right, we'll have to set something up, Ron. You need to do a gun store owners. That's it. We can get a whole group started here.
All right.
Get rid of these
today.
illegal guns. Okay.
It's 821 WTVN, right?
That's it. Call and if you want to sign up, give us a call and you can join the appropriate group.
Right. And so that's coming up at 1:35. At 1:20 though, Mark will have the gun of the week. One which you might not think is overly exciting, but has been our best-selling firearm in the store for the last year and a half.
And you've put a lot of work into this one too, right, Mark?
Tons of work.
Yeah.
Should
be interesting.
It's one that sometimes we overlook because it's it's so common here, but it's one worth talking because we tell people about it seems like every day when they come in. So that's a 120. Up first though, the news of the day with Ronnie, and it's usually JC, but we're going to actually kind of go around the table today because JC's not here. So,
well, do you have a fill-in for JC?
Well,
I see JC's headset on somebody.
There's someone in his seat, and it's not the sheriff like usual. We had too short of a notice to have his normal fill-in, so we have once again my son filling in, but his mic is turned off.
And why every time when you mention him does he shake his head no?
He doesn't want to talk, but we need to get him going here.
Right. Well, this will get him going. Squirrel season starts September 1st. Now, we're going to go hunting, right? Okay. Say yes, Paul.
So he has been doing a great job, though. You'll see we're starting to post videos of the show, and not that you care to see everyone, but it's kind of neat sometimes to see the gun of the week and everything.
And today I'm on the outside of the group, so objects may appear larger than they actually are in the video.
That's actually a real size.
They do say that anytime you're on camera, it adds 10 pounds.
That's it.
So,
yes,
yeah.
I'm going with that.
So if you want to jump in anytime during the show, it's 821-WTVN or 1-800-610-WTVN. Follow us on Facebook at L.E.P.D. Firearms and Range for all the latest announcements. And actually, talking to those announcements, we're going to start once a week putting the class schedule up there, what's coming up for the week. So that's something that's going to...
And actually, we are, as soon as I get a chance, I'll talk about some of it. We're adding a lot of classes, so if people want to start looking. We're trying to meet some of the requirements for the people during the week. Where at the beginning, we were wrapped up with trying to get all the curriculum down and get the classes going, but we'll talk about it here. We've got some specials coming up, but if you are interested in classes during the week, you work weekends or something, email us and let us know what you want. We are open and receptive to putting something together.
That's a great point. So as I sit here around the table, of course, I'm Eric, and I have to my left my father, Phil, who has the shirt on today that says...
Call me the boss.
I like that shirt.
Yes. I do have a trivia question, but usually John is the one that gets those. I don't know who to direct us to now.
Try us.
You're too young, Ronnie. Now this has to do with the rifleman, Chuck Connors.
Yeah?
Yeah. And he has a son on the show.
Oh, his son. I was going to say it's a Marlin.
Mark Lucas, right? Mark Lucas?
Well, kind of.
Yeah. Did you ever wonder whether he was really married? I mean, he had a son, right?
His wife died.
At what age was Mark Lucas when his mom died?
Or you mean Mark McCain?
Mark McCain, I'm sorry.
I don't know.
All right, 6 years old. 6 years old. All right, that's just how
you heard it here.
You heard it here.
I'm not sure what you heard, but you heard it here.
That is life-changing.
Well,
So I also have Ronnie from Boom Boom Tactical. He is here. And Ronnie, I'm just going to keep this short and sweet, but remember the discussion last week about you and one of the summer helpers straightening out that fence?
Oh, yeah.
That is on video.
I know.
And it's not pretty for anybody.
It's not pretty. It's not pretty.
Yeah, so
actually, I thought it was pretty good.
And I have here to my right my son, who is off mic and doing our video for the day. But then our director of training, Mark, go ahead and tell us, we have a second here about some of these classes that are coming up. There are some really neat things coming down the pike.
Well, we've always done firearms clinics. For the new shooter, we have the basic clinic, and that's where someone can come in and have, what we do is we take an entire bay, and we have firearms instructors that will work with people individually to fine-tune and get you honed in. So you're basically what you'd pay to get on the range. You get the instructor and you get the one-on-one time. Well, now we've brought in, we do self-defense, we do all kinds of personal protection training. We're now doing self-defense clinics. So if you've taken any of the classes or are interested in it, you can now come in during the week, and we have clinics set up also for self-defense. We've got a special offer, $25, so you're saving $5 off the usual $30. It's a 2-hour time block during the week and weekends. It's all taught by former military and police in a friendly atmosphere. Right now we got Wednesday, August 26th, 10 to 12, Saturday, August 29th, 11 to 1. We keep our class sizes small, and the reason for that is you get one-on-one attention. If we do what a lot of our competitors do, shove 30, 60 people in a room, how can, even if you had 5 instructors, how could you adequately teach or instruct or see what needs to be worked on? So, we got the next CCW on September 1st from 9:30 to 6:30. So,
And that's during the week too.
Right. Just start checking the website, because there's a lot of people that are nurses, doctors, police. You wouldn't need police, but that you're working nights or you're working weekends.
Right.
So start checking it. And like I said, if you have a class that you're interested in, email us. Let us know. We can put something together.
And that self-defense clinic is great, especially for those kids going back to college this time of year. We actually had one that we did recently. I think it was a bunch of college students.
It was all college students.
Was
all
that
getting
college?
ready.
Yeah.
Was that this past week?
No, that was about 2 weeks ago, a couple weeks ago, and that was just people getting ready to go back to college. And the basic self-defense class is excellent for that. And then you can come in for the self-defense clinics and fine-tune it and make sure that when you need to use it, it's reactive.
Yeah, I kind of walked past the classroom, looked in the door there, and there's people throwing punches and everything else, and I'm thinking,
Just a normal day on the range.
That's a normal day on the range.
But see, you got to remember, we start everyone off slow, and I mean, you can go to whatever. We have different levels, so we don't want someone feeling intimidated, because there's a lot of places that teach self-defense that they're just overboard. You know, you leave there intimidated or sore or hurting. We'll start you off and build you to your comfort level and give you reactive skills without pushing you outside.
Well, and Mark, the clinics, to be able to have an opportunity to do this ongoing is huge. I mean, how often have you taken a class and, 2 months from that class, you kind of forgot about the particulars, but just like our shooting clinics, this gives you the ability to go, hone those skills and practice it in an environment where you have an instructor there.
A lot of people don't realize all of this, self-defense, firearms, it's all perishable. And you can come in and you could go through defensive 1, 2, 3, and 4, have it down, and if you take 6 months off, if you come back, you're going to be shocked at what you forgot or how your muscle memories are lagging. So by coming to the clinics, even for the new shooter or the shooter that hasn't had training, the basic clinics are really good because you have an instructor right there ready to work with you. They might be able to help you fine-tune your shooting skills.
Right. So you can catch those classes. You can always hit them off the website, LEPD.com. And then, Mark, what's a good number to call just to schedule this direct?
If you call the range, you actually have a voice prompt on there where you can press training.
Perfect.
And it takes you right on over to us.
Okay, great. Well, it's now time. We have a few minutes left for, sorry, Ron.
A minute left for the...
We have a minute left. Well, this was good stuff. Good stuff.
No.
So this is, we'll get to a few stories. This is actually brought to you this week by Jackson Egress Windows. Our listeners are prepared for the bad guy, but are you prepared for a fire? The guys over at Jackson Egress Windows can not only install a window that gives your basement the extra light, but it also gives you a way of a means of egress out of the basement. Really nice work they do. Give our friends a call over there at 614-260-5130. That's Jackson Egress Windows. What do you have, Renee?
Okay, we were just talking about Bloomberg, right? Well, him and some of the Democrats that follow him, basically they're asking nation's top outfitters and gun retailers to ignore the federal firearms law. And the way they're doing that is that they're asking those retailers like Cabela's, Gander Mountain, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Bass Pro Shops to ignore the background check. In other words, if you are put on delay after 3 days, and we've talked about this many times, if they don't respond, then the individual gets their firearm. Well, they're asking these outfits to ignore that and not give them the firearm, and they're hoping that this will slow down gun sales.
So instead of going to the root of the problem, which is the inefficiencies of the background check and the timing,
right,
they go to the
and this is classic. I mean, it's with everything. A couple other quick ones. I guess apparently the Colt double action revolvers are going off the roof, the collectors are just getting them left and right, so the prices are going up. The Python, the Diamondback, the Cobra, the Anaconda, the King Cobra, all of these are going for insane amounts. And it says that if you have one that's in really good shape with the bluing and the paperwork and everything, it's $125 back when it was new, and now they're going for as much as $18,000.
Oh, wow. I sold a Colt Python. Now I'm kicking myself in the rear.
We had a couple of those come through here on the transfer.
We did.
Too. I mean,
yeah,
they were nice
beautiful.
Looking. Yeah, they were
beautiful.
Nice looking.
We have about a minute left there.
I got something real quick that I wanted to mention for Dave the Lawman. He's a police officer who does special duty at my Giant Eagle, and he wanted me to remind everybody that the Johnstown Swappers Day is coming up September 4th through the 7th. And huge outdoor flea market and gun show held at the Johnstown Sportsman's Club on Sportsman's Club Road. That was hard to say. Featuring gun, knives, ammo tools, clothes, and much more. Over 50 years and going strong, and for both Dave and the Swappers group, because he's over 50.
So, Ronnie, someone just typed in here. Now, do you own that Giant Eagle? For my Giant Eagle, are you like the greeter at the door?
I just about do. I just about do. But if you want to find Dave, he's in row 13 with a lot of great deals. He said I had to make sure and say that.
All right. When we come back, we're going to get to Mark's choice for the gun of the week. One that we have really taken to around here, and one that now comes in a Cryptex Typhoon finish.
Huh?
Yes, we are on target, broadcasting live from L.E.P.D. Firearms Range. We'll be right back. That was good though.
The John Kirby Show. One refinery with a problem and our gas prices go up 60 cents in 2 days. Monday at 3. A month or so to fix. What do they have to send to China for parts? On NewsRadio 610 WTVN. It's hard for me to believe.
Because you guys are switched and I usually goes like this.
After 90 years of serving families, we've learned that people in need options.
Oh really?
If this sounds like you, we'd like to show you the advantages of pre-planning a funeral. Learn how you can pay for tomorrow's funeral at today's prices, so your family won't have to pay a penny more. If you want to know more about the options you have to reduce stress on your family and give you peace of mind with funeral pre-planning, please call us at 614-885-4006.
Stop in for amazing deals during Menard's Crazy Days sale going on now. Enjoy your next barbecue with a gas grill, $49.99 after rebate. Get half price off the media collection sheet vinyl, 49 cents per square foot. Accent your lawn or garden with border fencing, $4.99 a piece after rebate. And add fun to your backyard with a swing seat. Buy one at $14.98 and get another for free. Don't miss Menard's Crazy Days sale where the prices are so low they're crazy. Hurry, sale ends Sunday. Save big money at Menard's.
The Gentle Dentist continues to hear compliments from their patients.
I wanted the perfect smile for my wedding, and the Gentle Dentist was able to give me a custom smile makeover that looked absolutely beautiful for my big day.
They're always on target. They're always trying to sell me more services.
You want to talk about that one in
Call now. New patients receive a free take-home whitening with their first cleaning and exam. Call 614.
Do it right when we come back.
Enjoy Hump Day at $3 pint this Wednesday at Buffalo Wild Wings on Bethel Road.
Doubled down
Wednesday
on
get wild with $3 pints all day. With 18 beers on tap, they're sure to have one that'll quench your thirst. While there, enjoy MLB, NBA, and NHL action on one of the many big screens. Whether you like it
Yes, I had that. I
Philly Barbecue, enjoy their award-winning wings in one of 16 signature sauces. So celebrate Hump Day. Head over to Wild Wings at Buffalo Wild Wings on Bethel Road. Check us out at 5240 Bethel Center Mall.
Yeah, that was here.
Wings, beer, sports.
The Victory Motorcycles Red Tag Sales Event. Payments as low as $149 a month. Customer cash up to $2,000. And the year's best incentives on every new Victory. See your local dealer for the best prices on the best bikes on the road. Visit them today at Tony Power Sports.
What's the temperature there, Sean?
Westerville Road in Westerville. Call 614-212-7888. Victory Motorcycles. Ride one and you'll own one. Certain restrictions and exclusions apply.
81.
See dealer for details.
And how long till weather?
I put it off long enough, time to buy a new
2.5
car.
minutes.
Corby here, so my wife and I drove north to Chess Round in Delaware to see Jim and Ryan Gill. My wife got to drive a car. Our 16-year-old daughter actually picked it out from the Chess Round website. She's starting to drive too. Took it back and Jody decided she needed four-wheel drive and something a bit bigger. That's the great thing about Chess Round Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC, all in the same brand new location.
Oh, she did?
She really liked the GMC Acadia. All-wheel drive, all the techno bells and whistles. Love that rear view camera. She took a test drive with Rob, who explained all the amenities, and by the time they came back, Ryan had the price worked out. I agreed, signed all the paperwork. We were on our way. Love the Acadia. Love the oil and tire plan. Free oil changes and tire rotations as long as we own the car, and that's good for any new or used vehicle you buy at Chess Round. Hey, it's worth the drive, trust me. Chess Round Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC in Delaware.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Segni from the team at Oak Creek Dental Care. Life can have enough stress, worry, and anxiety. Dentistry shouldn't be part of it. At Oak Creek Dental Care, we provide IV conscious sedation right here in Central Ohio, allowing you to experience painless and anxiety-free dental appointments. Check us out on the web at oakcreekdental.com. At any appointment, complimentary laughing gas is available. For a limited time, we're offering new patients a cleaning, exam, x-rays, and fluoride for only $79. Oak Creek Dental Care. Comfortable care with a non-judgmental approach.
To get your business seen, you need to go big, really big. That's why Office Depot Office Max is offering up to 70% off posters and banners. Announce new sales, have your motivational posters carry your quotes, or put up more pictures of cats around the office, because we're all just hanging in there. The experts at Office Depot Office Max have all the gear and services to get your small business seen. Don't just go big, go great. Office Depot Office Max. Gear up for great. Visit OfficeDepot.com/save to print coupon and find participating locations.
The biggest names in music: The Who, Janet Jackson, Blake Shelton, Coldplay, Kenny Chesney, Fall Out Boy, and more. Our sold-out 2015 iHeartRadio Music Festival at MGM Grand, Las Vegas, September 18th and 19th. Listen to win your way in. Brought to you by Pepsi, proud partner of the iHeartRadio Music Festival. Visit Pepsi.com/pass or download the Pepsi Pass app to get access to one-of-a-kind music experiences. Pepsi gets you closer to the music you love.
From the Central Ohio Chevy Dealer Studios, find your Chevy bonus tag, find your deal at your Central Ohio Chevy dealer. News Radio 610 WTVN, an iHeart radio station.
Your ABC 6 first warning weather. For today, plenty of sunshine, dry and warm, high of 82. For tonight, few clouds, pleasantly cool, nice night to open the windows, low of 60. For Sunday, more sunshine and a little warmer, a few scattered showers possible late in the day, high of 85. Currently 81 degrees on your severe weather station, News Radio 610 WTVN.
News Radio 610 WTVN.
Welcome back to On Target. I'm your host, Eric. We are live today at L.E.P.D. Firearms and Range, joined today in the studio with Ronnie, who is Boom Boom Tactical, Mark, our Director of Training and owner of Be Elite, my son, who's off mic, and my father, who has a mic on. He has something to say.
Well, you know, I typically just keep quiet and I listen to everybody. But
since when?
Well, yeah. You know, but some things just, you know, irk the heck out of me. And one, have you read the recent article, I think the shooting in St. Louis? And, you know, I hate to comment on articles you see in the newspaper because you never know whether they're accurate. But at one time, they thought that the person that was shot and killed was 13 years old, you know, but he had a gun. And my question is the firearms in the hands of a 13-year-old any less lethal than in a criminal adult's hand? Come on, you know.
No, it makes for good headlines.
Gee, you know. And now I don't know. You know, the article is probably full of inaccurate information, but you know, sometimes you read that stuff and it just, you know, irks you. And then this other thing here, Regal Theaters checking purses, bags to ensure that law-abiding citizens are unarmed. You know, the thing is, I can go into that movie theater with 3 guns on me and they'll never find them. If they're checking purses, I don't carry a purse, I don't carry a bag, I carry it on me and they never check. I mean, the same thing happens when you go to a football game or whatever. They check
Go to the Schottenstein Center for high school graduation. Yeah. They want to look in the women's handbags.
Yeah, and so my gun's going to be on my person and they don't ever look there.
It's a false sense of security.
It is a false sense of security. Now I got another thing here and I'll hurry up. The Surgeon General, I mean, I'm looking at this guy. Come on, he's 36 years old. He's never practiced, you said?
I don't think he's practiced.
Okay, so now this guy, and his name is Vivek Murthy, or something like that, said recently he does not regret calling gun violence a public health issue as a gun control advocate prior to his confirmation to lead the nation's public health service. You know, once again, gun proponents are seeking to change the definition of terms for the gun control debate. I mean,
it comes down to this administration. Everyone they're appointing, they will not get appointed unless they are anti-gun. And they're trying to promote this agenda in every aspect of our government now.
And another thing too, that if they consider it a public health or a health thing or something, then they can use Obamacare to control.
And they're already doing that. It is now that is part of the questionnaire with the new healthcare program, and it is now incorporated into the national database.
Yeah, and aside from any gun control issue here, the guy's 36 years old.
Right.
What experience does he have to be the U.S. Surgeon General?
If you look at any of the appointments, look at the Director of Homeland Security. None of them are qualified, but they all have the same agenda as this administration. So it isn't what you know, it's who you know.
Right.
Yeah. We have time for this last thing here that John brought up, I think, last week about the tax.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one to mention.
Well, the National Shooting Sports Foundation, the trade association for the firearms and ammunition companies says it intends to file a lawsuit challenging the city of Seattle's recently approved sales tax of $25 on each firearm sold and 5 cents for each round of ammunition sold.
5 cents for
that
each
is
bullet.
what Seattle just did is what Ron Emanuel wanted to do. And what he said was that we can't go after the guns because too many of the Second Amendment people are going to yell and scream, let's go after the ammunition and create a tax on the ammunition, and we'll shut the ammunition down. So Seattle just basically took his model and tried to.
Well, and that tax on a box of 22s, you're paying more in the tax than you are for the box of
and
the regular 22s.
What it is to try to make you stop shooting.
Right, right.
And I heard that when it went for public, for the public to know, nobody came and stood up for it. Nobody,
they probably didn't even know it.
Yeah.
They slide the stuff in under the radar.
Well, Mark, thanks for the gun of the week this week. Well, no, we'll actually pick that up when we come back from the bottom of the other news. There was some just news that we thought that was good to put out there.
Had to be said.
It did. Well, we're on target. When we come back, we're going to talk about the gun of the week, and we're also going to get to our topic of the week: how to legally buy a firearm. We're on target, broadcasting live from L.E.P.D. Firearms and Range. 821-WTVN, 1-800-610-WTVN is the number if you want to jump in.
That was good. That needed to
Keith, with debates being a big topic for folks today, we thought we'd arrange one for you.
Okay, but there's
I thought we were going to be short.
That is an issue. We told them what brand would be represented and who the dealer was. No one agreed to come.
We lost the GM guys when we told them about the Hyundai Assurance.
It is a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, and you can use it at either Dennis Honey on Morse Road or Dennis Honey Road.
It's a rather potent point when many manufacturers are cutting back their warranty coverages.
The Toyota guys bailed when they found out you could lease a new 2015 Hyundai Sonata for only $159 for 36 months with $2015 up front.
Gosh, guys, this is getting kind of right.
The Honda guys hung up the phone and they heard you were offering a new 2015 Hyundai Elantra lease for only $149 for 36 months with 2015 up front.
What you need is a combo. Then somebody will show up.
We lost the other Hyundai dealers when they found out Dennis Hyundai has won the Consumer's Choice Award as the best Hyundai dealer in Central Ohio.
You guys have rented a smaller place, and what are you going to do with all this leftover food?
The Tesla guys, they'll eat it if we heat it in the microwave.
Check out the menu at DennisHyundai.com. Dennis, the dealer you can trust.
News Radio 610 WTVN. I'm Allison Wyatt. A Los Angeles area Uber driver may have been using his job as a cover to deal drugs. The man was arrested this week after police got a tip he was illegally selling prescription drugs. A search of his home turned up multiple guns and nearly $20,000 in cash. Former Subway spokesman Jared Fogle will have his sentencing hearing on November 19th. He agreed this week to plead guilty to child pornography charges and having sex with minors. And NASA is working hard to assure people there will not be a catastrophic asteroid strike somewhere on Earth next month. The space agency is combating internet rumors that have a number of people believing a massive asteroid is due to hit in the last few weeks of September. For your ABC 6 first warning weather forecast, sunny skies today, a high of 82. I'm Allison Wyatt for breaking news and weather alerts instantly. Follow us on Twitter at 610 WTVN News.
I don't know that I've ever gone back to a store and asked a staffer a question. I didn't get a clear answer. I want good customer service in addition to having the material, to having the item that I want to buy. I walk into a store, I'm looking to pick up something, and I want information and the material, and I want to walk back out. And I want to know that I paid the right price. That's what you get every day at Allen's Coin Shop. Allen's Coin Shop is all about collectibles. Of course, coins, world coins, U.S. coins, new stuff, old stuff, gold, silver, and all. And you can trust they'll have the material, and you can trust it's going to be the right price. And if you have questions about it, they have the knowledgeable staff. It's not just coins. It's porcelain collectibles. It's figurines and bells and plates. Beautiful things that you can add to your collection and be proud of. It's state jewelry, cut glass. I mean, the collectibles go on and on at Allen's Coin Shop. So shop them. See them on State Street in Westerville or allensinc.com. Allen's Coin Shop, serving collectors since 1960.
Did you ever wonder why razors are so expensive? Probably because big shave companies make you pay for a razor with a vibrating handle and a guide light. I know where my chin is. I don't need a laser pointer to find it. I'm Mike, and that's why I started DollarShaveClub.com. For a couple bucks a month, we send amazing razors right to your door. No more forgetting to buy blades, no more milking that last razor for 6 weeks, and no more overpaying for razors with
How long, Mr. Sean?
Shave time, shave money. Sign up at DollarShaveClub.com.
Meet Lawrence. He's making serious money on his own schedule driving with Uber.
We have a caller.
Uber,
we got a caller when we go back.
If you want to go out and make $20, if you want to go out and make $500, it's up to you. You sign up, you start earning money right away. Turn it on when you want to make money, turn it off when you don't. It's just that simple. What are you waiting for?
Thanks, Lawrence. To start making great money with your car, sign up to drive today at drivewithuber.com. That's drivewithuber.com.
You've heard that old saying, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Well, let me tell you about a company that breaks that rule. Broad Voice Home Phone Service. With Broad Voice, you can save up to 70% on your home phone service. Yes, that's right, 70%. Right now, you can get unlimited calling for just $9.95 per month. And if you act now, you get the first 3 months absolutely free. Broad Voice is so confident that you will like their unlimited calling home phone service that they're offering a 30-day money-back guarantee, no questions asked. Stop wasting money and switch to Broad Voice by calling 844-977-PHONE or go to broadvoice.com. All you need is an internet connection and you're ready to go. You can even keep your existing phone number. So, to get an unlimited home phone calling plan for just $9.95 per month with the first 3 months free, visit broadvoice.com and click on the silver microphone. Then type in the code IHEART and start saving today. Call toll-free 844-977-PHONE. That's 844-977-PHONE.
Your wife is hot. Show her you care. Fix the air. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Live from L.E.P.D Firearms Range and Training Facility, this is On Target, the latest from the firearms industry, the products and politics that affect your hobby and liberty. This program may not be politically correct, but it is On Target. Now, your host, Eric Delbert.
Welcome back to On Target. I'm your host, Eric, joined today in the studio with my father and co-owner, Phil, Mark, our director of training and owner of B Elite Tactical, Ronnie, who makes up Boom Boom Tactical. We have no JC today. We have my son sitting in his seat. Sorry, but if you're not going to turn the mic on, I can talk about you all day long. I kind of like this. No talking back or anything.
You can say anything you want right now and get no response.
Right. Hey, I want to do a quick shout out too. We had a text come through here during the break. A few cousins actually down at OU listening to us. So give a shout out to Elena and the group down there. We actually have a caller I want to grab before we go to the gun of the week. Brenda, you are on with On Target.
Glad that you took my call. I'm sure that I kind of got in the middle of the show because I was on my way to work and I overheard the topic about how our liberties are being infringed on because of these movie theaters wanting to check everybody's bags versus backpacks or whatever. And I think a lot of folks are trying to give up a lot of their freedoms just to feel safe, and I don't think it's right.
The more freedom that you give in, the more freedom that we give away, the less free we are and the less safe we are, and that's where people are losing it. Some of our founding fathers warned against this, and it's like people are forgetting it. I agree with you 100%. It's just like with TSA. It's already been proven that you can smuggle guns or explosives on. That TSA is a false sense of security, training Americans to give up more of their rights.
Yeah, exactly. And what some don't realize is, people can make their own, bullets. It's very simple.
There's just no way to see. If someone wanted to get a gun into that movie theater, they would. If someone wanted to get a gun into somewhere, they're going to. And people need to start standing up for their rights and taking a stance and saying no more. We have the right to have our bags not be searched. We have a right not to be patted down. We have a right to we're Americans. That's what we're known for, and we're losing that.
I agree so much with you, and I just wish people would get a copy of the Constitution or the Bill of Rights and sit there and look at that, because, these are truly our freedom, and everybody really needs to wake up, because so much is going to be taken away from you if you don't.
If we could only get more people like you to think about it. It's just they're in our schools. They're not teaching our kids about the Constitution or Bill of Rights anymore. This is all done to deprogram us. I couldn't agree with you more. I'm glad you called in. Have a good day.
Hey, thanks, Brenda.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Brenda. Thanks for the call. And you know what, Mark? And you brought up a good point. It gives people a false sense of security. I saw there was something this week on the news. It was actually a spoof on these gun-free zones.
Yep.
I don't know what comedian did it, but it showed. Did you see this, Ronnie? They showed a business, like a liquor store with a gun-free zone, and a guy comes in to rob them. And the owner, of course the bad guy has a gun, the owner points to the sign, and the bad guy says, "Oh man," puts it back in his holster and walks out.
Exactly. That's why if you look at all the states that have Connecticut, New York, D.C., if you look California now, if you look at these states, they have the highest crime rates. Everywhere that they've tried to take the guns, the crime rates go through the roof. The places like Arizona, you don't even need a CCW license. Crime has dropped since they passed that law. It's proven the only way to stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. And if bad guys felt that more people were armed, they would be less likely to even make that move. And that's why every one of our mass shootings have happened in gun-free zones.
Every time. All right, well, thanks for the call, Brenda. Mark, we are going to get to the gun of the week.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to go to the gun of the week real quick, but on that training, some of the stuff that we're offering during the week now, if you've ever wondered what you would do in an emergency situation, am I prepared? Do I have what I need? Do I have what's in my bug-out bag? Do I have it? Start checking the website, because we're going to start doing emergency preparedness classes so that you know what you need, and we're even going to offer survival classes. So if you ever wondered, if I ever get lost out in the woods, can I make it? We'll teach you how to make it.
Great, that's great.
Put that can of pork and beans in your bag, buddy.
Can we
the gun of the week? You ready for the gun of the week?
Yeah, and this week is brought to us by Velocity Works. Our guys over there do a wonderful job on bringing those old shotguns, and not just shotguns, long guns and firearms back to life. So if you have an old gun that needs a little love, needs brought back to life, re-blued or refinished, Velocity Works is the place to be. 614-891-4545.
The gun of the week. This gun, like Eric mentioned, is one of the top sellers. It comes in 9mm or 40 cal. With the 9mm, you got 7 rounds, 8 round capacity. Barrel length is 3.1. Well, you got 7 rounds with the 40, 9 is the 8. Barrel length is 3.1. Overall length is 6.1, 19 ounces. So that's a very easy gun. Trigger pull from the factory, no trigger work, 6.5, not a bad trigger pull. So size and weight, great CCW. Anyone want to guess what it is?
Even if I already know what it is, can I still guess?
Go ahead and guess, since you're already know.
The M&P Shield.
You got it. You fell right into this. Now, one of the advantages to this is not only is it easy to carry for CCW, but it's a striker fire. Hands down, if someone was to ask me what should I carry, it'd be a striker fire, because I've had striker fires underwater, in mud, in sand, and having that firing mechanism enclosed just keeps the crap out. So having the striker fire is a big plus. Then you also have a couple options that you don't have with a lot of guns. If you want the safety built into the trigger, you know, like the Glock or the other Smiths, to where the safety is not external, it's in the trigger. You have to have your finger on the trigger, so if you have just finger discipline, you won't ever have an AD. You can order it that way, or you can order it with an external safety. You can also get one. A magazine safety is safety. I don't like them personally. I recommend against them, especially for self-defense. But if the magazine is ever removed from the gun doesn't fire. You can order it with that, or you can order it without. My recommendation is ordering it without, so that if you ever do bump that mag, we've had people in the advanced classes drop a mag by mistake, but what if you still need to get that round off?
Right.
You know, so you get the different options. It's a good all-around gun.
It is, and you know what? A great point, Mark, in that, you know, how many manufacturers out there will make the same gun with and without an external safety? I mean, Smith & Wesson gives you that choice. So, I mean, you know, when you look, and you know, the Glock 43, great gun, but it's without a manual safety. And if that's something that's a hang-up for you, there's no option to it. One thing I like, and you know, we've talked, you know, about, Ronnie's laughing about the Glock. The Glock 43, again, a great gun, but the neat thing about the Shield, for the same footprint, you pick up 2 rounds. And if you put in the smaller mag, you still pick up a round, and actually a hair smaller than the Glock 43, just to give you a frame of reference. So, great gun. I mean, it's been
I do got to say, though, for self-defense, you know, you're carrying concealed, and you're going to have to fire with a moment's notice. The built-in safety in the trigger is the best way to go, so you don't have to do anything other than put your finger on the trigger. And you know, I know that I've had people argue with me on the magazine safety. I do believe that no magazine safety is the way to go, because if you bump that accidentally, you just disabled your gun. And I've seen many new shooters going through the advanced stuff where, as we're teaching them how to shoot, bump that thing and the whole mag drops.
Right.
And now what do you do? Wait a minute, time out. Let me get my mag.
Exactly. And it comes now in Cryptic's Typhoon.
That I want to see.
It's right out there. It's a blue. It's a blue, almost like rubber skin pattern.
That almost looks like a designer gun or something that would go with your designer handbag.
Yeah, and actually we're getting some in that are actually engraved, I believe. So, all right, well, thanks for the gun of the week. Our #1 selling gun, we have all the models here. You can stop by and check that out. Actually, go up on the range and shoot them as well. When we come back, we're going to get to a few new items, and we're going to touch upon our topic this week. I'm not sure how much we're going to get to it, but if you want to jump in with the guys, 821-WTVN or 1-800-610-WTVN. We'll be right back.
Rise and shine with Riley.
We will be voting on legalizing marijuana in the state of Ohio.
Monday morning,
You voting yes on this particular proposal? Beside its revenue-generating potential. I bet some people in this room
don't want red light cameras
because they're nothing more than revenue-generating schemes.
News Radio 610 WTVN.
This station is participating in a nationwide sweepstakes where each weekday up to 7 finalists and each weekend up to 5 finalists will be randomly selected to win a trip for two to the 2015 iHeartRadio Music Festival in Las Vegas on September 18th and 19th, 2015. To enter, listen daily from 9 a.m. till 8 p.m. Eastern Time through September 11th for the designated playtimes code to be announced. Then, before the end of the hour, either text that code to 45495 or enter it for free at iHeartRadio.com/Vegas to receive one entry. Message and data rates may apply. One finalist will be randomly selected each designated playtime. At the end of the sweepstakes, our grand prize winner will be randomly selected from the 334 finalists, ultimately the residents of the 50 United States and District of Columbia who are 18 years of age or older at time of entry. No purchase necessary. The odds of becoming a finalist depend on the number of eligible entries received for each designated playtime. Void where prohibited or restricted by law. Employees and immediate family members of iHeartMedia, their subsidiaries and affiliates are not eligible to participate. Approximate retail value of each finalist prize is $3,290. Approximate retail value of grand prize, $87,919. Prizes provided by iHeartMedia. Individual station participation times may vary. Additional rules and restrictions apply. For the complete official rules, go to iHeartRadio.com/Vegas.
iHeartRadio connects you to your favorite artists in our app.
The iHeartRadio app.
In concert. And now on Snapchat. Each day, explore our iHeartRadio Discover channel on Snapchat to get close to your favorite musicians. Personal moments, backstage access, and exclusive conversations with the biggest names in music.
What's temperature there, Sean?
iHeartRadio Discover channel on Snapchat. No one gets you closer.
81. How much time are we going to have when we come back?
Around whatchamacallit creates a real wing dang sure hootenanny every time for just $900. This is Mike Weens, president of Care Heating and Cooling, and what I just said was gibberish. But unfortunately, this is how some companies now describe the work they do.
5 minutes.
Because if you don't know what they are doing, you can't.
How long till weather?
For. This allows them to charge outrageous fees for
3 minutes and 45 seconds.
repairs. A new customer showed us an invoice for one of these companies. They propose a complete exhaust removal system renovation, a voltage absorption system rejuvenation, efficiency upgrades, a blade upgrade, and rebuilding custom mounting systems for just $1,600. I've been in the industry for over 40 years, and I have no idea what they were going to do. Our technician found the real problem and fixed it for a lot less. At Care Heating and Cooling, we promise you will always know exactly what we are doing and why. What repairs are really needed will be separate from any that may be recommended, and you can trust us to always deliver outstanding value. Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Back to school time across Central Ohio, and learning is what it's all about at Aim High Family Firearms Center. The kids. 2 times a month, there's a chance for kids to learn about handguns, make them safe, and how they operate. Safety training for parents too, with handgun classes for beginners, ladies, and couples. Labor Day weekend, you know I love a bargain. Go into Aim High Family Firearms Center, mention Joel Riley, you'll get a 10% discount on Champion or Gun Vault safes. Stop by and see them. 62 just north of New Albany or at NASR.com.
Meet Rachel. She's making serious money on her own schedule driving to Uber.
I was looking for something that was convenient and something that would help me to reach my financial goals. A friend suggested Uber, and I liked it. I love the convenience of it. So I log on when I'm available and log off when I'm not. And it's very, very easy to do. Just get in your car and you drive. And I like driving my car.
Thanks, Rachel. To start making great money with your car, sign up to drive today at drivewithuber.com. That's drivewithuber.com.
Uber replaced transmission, $3,200. Anti-lock brake system, $1,000. Rebuild or replace engine, $2,400. Do this once your manufacturer's warranty runs
goes out, it's all on you. Every last cent. Get protection for covered repairs with a vehicle service contract from Toco Warranty. Unlike other companies, with Toco, there's no down payment, and the monthly payments are really affordable. Not sure how long you're keeping your car? At Toco, you can pay as you go. Keep your hard-earned cash and call Toco Warranty right now at 800-206-9765 to save big money on covered auto repairs. Prices vary by vehicle, but for about the cost of a tank of gas per month, the Toco plan has your back on expensive covered car repairs. Monthly payments are very affordable. Get your free quote now. Call Toco at 800-206-9765. That's 800-206-9765. 800-206-9765. Cancellation fee may apply. Subject to eligibility. Not available in Missouri and Washington. Waiting period and deductible apply. Coverage provided and administered by Warrantech Corporation or its affiliates. Not affiliated with any manufacturer or dealership. Visit TocoWarranty.com for full terms and conditions.
I'm Billy Joel, and I'm here to tell you there's no music in Ivory Keys. Did you know 96 elephants are killed every day in Africa with their ivory tusks? The truth is, only elephants are ivory. Don't be the generation that allowed elephants to go extinct. Take a stand.
I've done the weather.
It's a simple truth. You can't avoid what you can't see. True for that eye in the face. True for trains at crossings without gates. Too many crossings in Ohio have sight obstructions. Too many have stop signs instead of gates. And without gates, too many drivers in Ohio will continue to learn the hard way that you can't avoid what you can't see. Help stop the carnage. Report bad crossings at AngelsOnTrack.org.
Sponsored by Angels on Track, aired by the OEV and the station.
Meet Columbus Blue Jacket Boone Jenner today from 1 to 3 at Bobby Lehman Chevrolet, 3900 West Broad.
Here ABC6, first warning weather. For today, plenty of sunshine, dry and warm, high of 82. For tonight, few clouds, pleasantly cool, low of 60. Open up those windows. For Sunday, more sunshine and a little warmer, few scattered showers possible late, high of 85. Currently 81 degrees on your severe weather station, News Radio 610 WTVN.
Tomorrow night at 7:05 on the Sunday Sports Slam, we'll go into the Buckeye quarterback battle between JT and Cardale. Is it time for Johnny Manziel to start in Cleveland? And Tiger giving us a legitimate reason to talk about him? News Radio 610 WTVN.
Never mind.
Welcome back to On Target. I'm your host Eric, joined today in the studio with Ronnie, who is Boom Boom Tactical.
What are you doing, looking for him?
Well, now I'm trying to hit the right mic button.
I almost forgot my name.
What's his name? Mark, our director of training, is here with me. To my left, my father, Phil, and my son sitting to the right with still no microphone on. I'm not sure why, but you do that. Well, in this remaining segment, we're kind of going to have to go fast through this. We might have to carry over to the next show, but we wanted to talk about, and it sounds funny, but how to legally purchase a firearm. Wow. We get a lot of questions, and so we thought we'd go through a couple of the things. I mean, obviously, going to a gun store is probably what comes to mind first for most folks. But and it always starts with the buyer not being prohibited from purchasing or owning a firearm. Obviously, that goes without saying. So when you think about purchasing a firearm legally, going to the gun store such as L.E.P.D. Firearms Range, that's 999 Bethel Road. That's just
that's where we are right now.
It's right off of 315 and just before the railroad tracks. That's a really good place to go.
Open 10 to 8 most weekdays, right?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Training classes, everything.
Yeah, everything you want there.
So
except Mondays.
Yeah, not Mondays.
Well, we are training on Monday. But okay, go on.
So the process is simple. I mean, after picking out a firearm, you simply fill out a NICS background form. You might hear it called the ATF 4473 form, and that's basic questions such as, are you the actual purchaser of the firearm? Are you a drug abuser, and so forth? And having filled that out, we look at that, or any retailer looks at that, and making sure that you answered the questions correctly, it gets run through the background system.
Something real quick. I get asked this all the time. People believe that 4473 is a gun registration form, and that once you fill that out, you're now in some giant database somewhere. People have to understand that is, in Ohio, there's only a few states that have infringed on this, but in virtually every state except for the few nut job states, that form stays with the gun shop. It is not going to a national database. It's not going anywhere where they're keeping track or registering your guns. That's a lot of people misunderstand that and think, well, I'm not buying a gun because I got to register it. It's not a registration.
Mark, and it's a great point, because when we submit that information, we are simply submitting that person is wanting to purchase a firearm that day. None of the actual firearm information, make, model, serial number, gets sent.
And I was told by my FFL representative, and I can't remember if it was 30 or 90 days, but it even drops off their computer after a certain period of time.
It drops off ours like the next day. So
yeah, and what we enter in when you're doing that is your name, your date of birth, and whether you're buying a rifle or handgun. So it doesn't even go into detail. Anyone who thinks that it's, there are some states that are abusing it. New York is one, DC is another, Colorado, and California. They insist that the 4473 information be sent to their state, and they are keeping track. But in Ohio and the rest of the normal states, you're good.
Right. And so about 93% of the time when we submit this information, it comes back immediately with a response. And at that point, you simply go and purchase the firearm, and you're good to go. Now, if you live, if you're living in the same state you're buying the firearm from, you can purchase a handgun or pistol with no problem. Let's say you're traveling and you're out there and you're on vacation and you happen to stumble into a gun store on vacation, which I know I've never.
L.E.P.D. Firearms Range at 999 Bethel Road.
Right. I mean, I know I've never gone into a gun store on vacation, right, Luke? And let's say you stumble upon something that you can't live without, you can still legally buy a rifle in another state. When it comes to handguns, though, if you're not in the state that you reside in, you can't just walk into a gun store and purchase a handgun. But what you can do is have it transferred back to your state.
See, and a lot of people don't understand how that works. You can, if you were to buy something online or buy something from another dealer, they're not allowed to send it directly to you. They have to send it to an FFL. So if you needed to get a gun transferred, you could send it to L.E.P.D. Firearms at Range 999 Bethel Road and pick it up there.
Right. That's a very good point, and that's one thing that really frustrates me is when the media reports on this, they say he bought the firearm right off the internet.
No, it's
you
impossible.
Can't do that. You can buy it off the internet, but it goes to an FFL, and one way or another, you do the background check.
And the background check is done, and then it's released from that FFL.
Right, so the background check, in that case where you purchased a firearm in another state, a handgun, the background check is done in your home state once that firearm is sent. So,
we need to go over some more of that next week.
We do. You know what? We'll continue this next week, because there's a couple other great outlets. Ronnie, you kind of hit upon it about online auctions and some of our favorite places out there.
A couple good stories on this, too.
A couple great stories. So.
I got some bad stories about gun shows and some private party stuff you need to look out for.
I want to say a quick get well to Dan, who fell ill, had, I think, a minor stroke this last week.
Right, good customer of ours.
I think he's doing well. He's one of our first customers.
Right, absolutely. Well, thanks for spending the last hour with us. We're on target. Stop by, see us anytime. We're at 999 Bethel Road. We'll be back next week.
Keith, with debates being a big topic for folks today, we thought we'd arrange one for you.
Okay, but there's nobody here.
Well, that is an issue. We told them what brand would be represented and who the dealer was. No one agreed to come.
We lost the GM guys when we told them about the Hyundai Assurance.
Yeah, America's best warranty.
It is a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, and you can use it at either Dennis Honey on North Road or Dennis Honey of Dublin.
It's a rather potent point, and many manufacturers are cutting back their warranty coverages.
The Toyota guys did when they found out she released a new 2015 Hyundai Sonata for only $159 for 36 months with 2015 up front.
Gosh, guys, this is getting kind of lonely.
The Honda guys hung up the phone when they heard you were offering a new 2015 Hyundai Elantra lease for only $149 for 36 months with 2015 up front.
What you need is a Como. Then somebody will show up.
We lost the other Hyundai dealers when they found out Dennis Hyundai has won the Consumer's Choice Award as the best Hyundai dealer in Central Ohio.
Couldn't you guys have rented a smaller place? And what are you going to do with all this leftover food?
The Tesla guys, they'll eat it if we heat it in the microwave.
Check out the menu at DennisHyundai.com. Dennis, the dealer you can trust.
Men, if you're like me, you appreciate the feeling of a clean, smooth shave from a quality blade. A sort of shave that cuts clean, about to burn. So why are you messing around with generic razors that cost $32 for an 8-pack when you can shave with Harry's high-quality German-engineered blades?
I'll be back in 1 sec there, Sean.
If saving money and a clean shave isn't incentive enough, Harry's will give you their